10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, howdy. What's everybody doing today? How's everybody Saturday night? Howdy ho. It's me, Mr. Poop. Or what was his name on that? I don't even remember his name.
I don't
don't know his name. It's Mr.
Mr.
Bigglesworth.
Mr. Hanky. Thank you. I kind of like Mr. Poop, though. That sounds
Right.
sounds just as good, Mr. Poop. Nothing
He's
wrong
the
with
Christmas poo.
that. The Christmas Poo. That should be a movie.
I think it is actually. Well, I think it's like a 3-part series or something. They did a special.
The Christmas Poo. Oh, how's everybody's weekend going so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah,
It's great, isn't it? I went Christmas shopping today because I had to get a bunch of like last minute stuff. You know, we do like the bigger main gifts, as you know what I mean. But then it's like last minute stuff. So like we've got all the stuff for the kids, but not like you know the adults. They want to do what? There's this thing called I don't know. My wife was telling me about it. White Elephant Christmas. Has anybody heard of this?
no.
No.
It's apparently a thing where like everybody buys a $20 present to give to someone, I guess. And then you open it and you can either accept it or you can say, I don't want it. And then it goes to somebody else, but then somebody else can they get like one steal. They can steal somebody else's present or something like that. I don't know how it works. I've never heard of this before. But that's
goes
what
by different names.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's apparently what like we're doing in the family this year. So it's me, my wife, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my niece, and her husband. So the 6 of us are doing that. So we all got to buy $20 presents, and then I don't know how it works after that. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know how it works. I haven't figured this out yet.
It's not hard. We used to play a version of that years ago when we'd actually get together for family Christmas. And I think we called it like Chinese Christmas or some weird name, but I've heard it called multiple things. And basically you could just steal whoever's gifts is behind you. Like we drew numbers, and whatever number you got is the order you went in picking gifts.
Something like that. I don't know. I haven't figured this out yet. I'm going to be real honest. So
It's
I don't know the details of it. I got to figure this out in the next week before Christmas, and then we got to buy gifts. And then we went out and bought like some little stuff. Like one of my daughters has a Christmas party this year, so she's got to buy a present for one of the other kids in the class. So we had to go get that, and like it was just little stuff, you know, just prepping for Christmas. And then this morning, I got to tell this story. I wish Jared was here. He'll be late. He's probably taking his nap. He's old. I can say that because he's my age and we're old. So because like huge geek, big toys behind me, all that stuff, right? This is not a secret.
Oh, shit, those toys behind you?
Yeah, this is toy. Did you know?
Holy!
Did you not know we're broadcasting on a toy channel right now?
Wow!
I don't know if you knew that.
I thought it was like a CGI background or some shit, or like
I know it does. It looks like CGI, but no. So Ross has supposedly been having like some crazy ass sales for stuff that I collect, right? And I hate going to fucking Ross because it's. Have you ever been to Ross and looked at the lines to get checked out?
Yeah.
And they go like to the back of the store. I hate that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go.
Yeah, it's kind of like Burlington's.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Ross first thing in the morning. They open at 7:00. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get up early. And I'm going to go to Ross Saturday morning. And so I get there like 6:50, and there's like 5 other people. You know what I mean? Waiting there, and anyway, a few minutes before they open, me and the other 5 people, none of whom are there for toys or anything, right? You can all tell it's a bunch of ladies, and like one lady's with her daughter, and they're just regular whatever Christmas shopping. So we get there and we're waiting up at the front for about 5 minutes. They open the doors. We are the only like 6 people there. We walk in the doors. I am the only one that goes back to the toys. Okay, I was there the whole time. I saw everybody that walked in with us, right? And I'm the only one that walks back to the toys. I get back to the toys, and there are 4 dudes with 4 shopping carts full of every Marvel Legend, G.I. Joe Classified, Motu, and what else do they have? I'm blanking now. But anyway, everything, like multiples of it. They had stripped the shelves. And they're sitting there laughing, and they've got their carts set up so you can't get down the aisle where the toys are. And they have loaded up 2 carts with everything that everybody would want. And then I'm like, what the So anyway, they finally leave after a couple minutes. And I look around, and there is nothing left. Nothing left. And so either, and it's Ross, it's hard to tell because they don't have a uniform. So either they work there, or somebody let them in early. I don't know which.
Either way, they're fuckers.
Fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Pissed off. I was like, what in the shit? I get my ass up there, early ass in the morning. They had everything. They had the entire VHS collection of all the X-Men stuff, which I have none of them, and I was going to pick some of those up. They had, they just had everything. They had a bunch of G.I. Joe classifieds that I would have picked up. And I, unlike them, would have picked like one of each thing I wanted. Mm-hmm. You know, I wasn't looking to get multiples. I'm like, I would want one of these and I would want one of these, right? And they just they were like taking 3 and 4 and 5 of everything. They filled up 2 shopping carts and they were in the store before the store opened.
So they're gonna have a field day on eBay.
Yeah, exactly. They were resellers, probably selling on eBay.
Yep. Much for them toy flippers.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And again, they either worked there or they were let in the store early, and I was fucking pissed.
I know
pissed
you were.
Off.
Bunch of damn fucking scalpers, what they are.
I feel like making a video about Ross, the one in Brownsville, Texas, and be like, "This is
go
bullshit.
Fuck yourself." Right. Would it be a go fuck yourself video?
Yeah, probably. Because that is messed up. Like, again, I don't know who these people were.
If you wasn't pissed off at the time, it would have been a great time to get footage of them doing that shit.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it at the time.
Right.
I was still half asleep. I woke up at 6:15 on Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm half asleep. Were you asleep when I texted? I texted you. I messaged Jared this morning. I was like, "You will not believe what just happened."
I was eating breakfast when you messaged me. I wasn't up long.
How far away is like the next Ross from you?
30 minutes away.
You didn't feel like making that drive? You'll still have.
I bet they got that Cosmos I've been looking for too. Same assholes.
So is that why toy shop or like the toy sections look the way they do?
Yeah, a lot of them,
everywhere.
They're locally here. There's a die-cast store in the next town over, and they send their buddies out to go buy the store exclusive die-cast cars and Hot Wheels and stuff like that. I've ran into them before at the local Walmart, and I basically just kind of pushed them to the side and grabbed what I wanted one time because it clicked with me. I went there to see if I can find a winter coat. I checked the diecast out. I went through the automotive section because it's near the toys and everything, so I just come through that way. They had the Fast and Furious, like the real metal frames and rubber tire cars. They had the Smokey and the Bandit style Trans Am. It's like, I'll get my coat, and they just put them on the shelf. I go see if I can get a coat, and I saw these dudes digging through like the Hot Wheels bins, then start heading back that way. It's like, I'm gonna go grab that now. They had already got there, so they started pulling them all of them off the shelf, just taking the whole rolls off those Fast and Furious cars. And I just went pushed them to the side, said, "Excuse me," and grabbed my Trans Am and left.
If they had not, if they hadn't already, like I should have, but I wasn't going to grab anything out of their cart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. They just hadn't left that one on there. I just was able to excuse me, and then pushed them, kind of being the giant man I am. I just reach in and grab them.
They had stacks and stacks of the Marvel Legends VHS X-Men stuff. They had Mystique and Mr. Sinister, and I saw a Jean Grey. It was hard to tell what all they had because everything was already in the cart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just stacks of everything. They had all the Motu stuff. There was a bunch of
and they sell Motu stuff cheap at Ross.
What's the
we sell those for $3.99.
What's the Queen of Grayskull? What's her name?
Oh, the Sorceress.
Sorceress was there. They had like a stack of Sorceress and like everything, and Manny Faces and Moss Man, and like they just cleared everything off the shelf. They got a bunch of McFarlane stuff too, but I didn't really care about the McFarlane stuff. They had a bunch of those. What's that? The new the big Mega Fig armored Spawn with the ridiculously bright colors or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, it's the Mecha Spawn.
Yeah, I don't care about that crap. But yeah, they were just clearing everything off the shelf. And like I said, they either worked there or somebody that worked there let them in early. I don't know what you need.
See, what you need to do is pay somebody like me. I'll just keep a bunch of stuff in the back room, just off to the side. You give me a call, and I'll have it out for you.
That's exactly what happens. Is they're throwing a C note to somebody. Is you just drop a $100 bill and they're giving it to a worker there, and he's letting them through a back door.
Yeah,
because Sharon, the manager, ain't there. She's over there in Home Goods or whatever.
Yeah,
and the homies come in, and that's what's at.
Yeah, because they'll call my store and be like, "Can you put something to the side for me?" Like when we get a Hot Wheel shipment in, they will call and be like, "No, can you put a little something for the side, a couple of boxes aside for me?"
There was a time in the 90s where my mom bribed a guy at Toys R Us to set a box of Jawas aside for us. So, because I don't know, in the 90s, the mid 90s, I know, Matt, I don't know if you weren't in the game at this time, you were already out, but the Power of the Force was out, and the Jawas were a hot commodity.
Were the Power of the Force Jawas jacked like the other figures?
No, they were not. Not Luke. Buff Luke. Oh my gosh, dude. Buff Luke was ridiculous.
Buff Luke, it was Luke, it was Han, even Chewie looked ripped. Darth Vader was all ripped and stuff.
Oh, Darth Vader!
I got a picture in my head. These Jack Jawas ripped up vehicles apart.
No, but Luke looked ridiculous. Luke looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
dude, and he had his shirt open, showing his pecs and stuff. Yeah.
So what they should do with Power Force, just for the hell of it too, like each one of them come like a little canister of protein.
Yo, he's got like protein powder. He got like a shake. He won't start talking about, and then like somebody else has to be into CrossFit and they won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
So
I got involved with this CrossFit group on Tatooine, close to Mos Eisley.
Yo, C-3PO, he won't shut up about CrossFit.
Hey, or you could have been like, "Hey, I got $5. Can you look in the back and to see if there's any more like figures like the one he got in the cart?"
Yeah. No, I don't know. I was just pissed. I walked out. I was just like, "What the?" After they left, I looked around just to check to see if there was anything left. There wasn't. Nothing I was interested in.
I was actually at a Ross not too long ago when they were stocking. They have no idea what's in those boxes. They get like this random assortment boxes of toys. Yeah, and just cram full of different stuff, so they can't really tell you if they got anything or not.
Well, it should be a label on it with a count, like on the box.
Have you seen sealed boxes of G.I. Joes go for like big money? Like a sealed Hasbro or not? Yeah, Hasbro box of G.I. Joes from the like mid 80s and early 90s. That would be really cool to have.
I'm making sure Megatron was off the screen here.
Yeah, don't bring Megatron on the screen for the love of all that's holy. God damn.
Oh no!
For those that don't know, me and Jared were doing a show last night on the NEA channel, and Jared showed off his modern Megatron, which is a Walther PPQ, which I thought was really cool because, you know, the original Megatron was a Walther P38, and when they redid him in the 2000s, they made him a Walther PPQ. They updated him. You know, not just update the robot, but they updated the gun too.
Mm-hmm.
And my chat got shut down because he picked up a Transformer.
And I said, this toy Transformer.
Yeah. My chat got shut down. They originally gave me a strike and cut off my ability to live stream. And I had to, me and Jared sat there last night. We were talking on Facebook while I was going back and forth for like an hour with YouTube chat.
Strike for a toy gun.
For a toy gun. They did finally send me an email and said they reversed the appeal. Sorry, you didn't violate any YouTube policies. And then I had to put in a ticket number because even after they said that, I still couldn't live stream. And so finally at like midnight last night, after I had already gone to bed, they sent me an email saying, okay, we got your live stream stuff fixed. And I was like, what? All for Megatron. YouTube hates Megatron.
They don't like the competition to other AIs.
Yeah.
Was that because they thought it was a gun?
Yes, because it was Megatron.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the funny thing they're really cracking down because I just got a strike too, dude.
Before.
I literally just got a strike as well. So yeah, they're cracking down.
Well, I've actually shown the exact same thing on the stream before.
You've shown it on my stream before, and nothing happened. But last night,
Which is why they're like, watch your P's and Q's when you're doing your live streams because they're going to come after you for anything that they can right now, and they're going to shadow ban you and do all the because like Twitter like got bought out and is run by people who are for freedom, but YouTube and like Facebook and like Google and like everything else. Jesus Christ. I guess go to Rumble. I don't know what to do.
Shut me down for a Transformer. Stupid. Anyway.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Best way to remove paint from a model. Anybody got? Have you ever had experience with
what kind of plastic? Is it like a model plane, model car?
Resin. I'm talking about resin and plastic and pewter. So like Games Workshop stuff. I bought 500 orcs.
If you get like a sealed container, easy off oven cleaner works pretty good.
Okay.
It's usually safe on all. The only plastics I ever had issue with was transparent plastics. But other plastics, it'll just dissolve the paint and not hurt the plastic.
Okay. What'd you say it was?
Easy off oven cleaner.
Easy off oven cleaner. Okay.
And spray it outside because it will kill you.
Or you could just get paint stripper.
The paint stripper could actually melt the plastic though.
That's what I'm worried about with the harsh chemical.
What about just thinner then? Just regular paint thinner?
You might be able to take some Winsor Newton with a Q-tip and just slowly work it off.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're talking about doing a bunch all at the same time, right? You don't want to do it one by one.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Do you know what kind of paint was used on them?
I think it's Citadel paint, which is
oil based or
oil based.
Okay.
Soak it in this.
Super clean.
Yep.
Okay. I'll use that.
That dissolves a lot of paint, especially if have they been sealed with anything or it's just a Citadel paint.
Most of them were just painted poorly with Citadel paint. There are some of them
right there
that are painted decently that I probably won't repaint. But I bought these. It's like $700 a product, and I got it for like $250. And it's like I said, it's 250 orcs, Mordor and Morian.
Citadel paints I've stripped before, and it just melts it away. And without hurting it.
And just like a
toothbrush. You can put your hands in that stuff, and it don't even bother you.
Okay, thank you. I'll use it.
I was gonna say because if it was like a water-based acrylic, because I know some people use that,
Yes.
You just use alcohol. You just get a spray bottle of alcohol.
Which I think Citadel is the water-based acrylics.
Citadel is water-based?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, you could, yeah.
Oh,
Because if it's water-based, alcohol will take it right off.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I did the first time. So they said, how do you pronounce this? Help me out. The isopropyl alcohol?
Isopropyl alcohol?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they said you needed 90%, right?
Yeah.
So I had 70% and I had 60%. And so I mixed it. I thought it would be 130%.
No, that's not it. That would just make it 65%.
That is not how that math works.
That's what my wife told me.
For you.
Doesn't work that way.
I told my wife, I was like, "Look, I found it. It's gonna work. I got 130%." And she was like, "What do you mean 130?" I said, "I mixed them. I'm good." And she,
Duke, how would it be over 100% alcohol?
hey,
okay, listen. He's a Marine. We have to give him a break. Okay.
Yo, I thought I was like bending space and time. Like I was like, I just created 130%, baby.
Gotta love Marine math.
I've heard this before too. Lighter fluid can take paint off too.
I feel like that would be poor for me to do that.
Dude, have you ever
like burn his house down? Don't give him Marine lighter fluid, man.
Do you guys remember the good old days when we would play Risk? You remember playing Risk?
I do.
I'm
Chaka.
That seems like something we could do during a live stream, couldn't we? While still talking about shit, we could play some Risk in the background.
Yeah, Marine Corps raging.
Just an idea. We don't have to. Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played in so long. You got to sit there and make. You got to. What we got to do. What we got to do is we got to. If we're ever playing Risk, we got to have like teams. Is what you got to do, because we always ended up playing teams. For those that have never played Risk online, it's great. However, there can only be one winner, so inevitably, what you end up having to do is there are certain people who are willing to sacrifice themselves for someone else or for the greater good. So what we would always do, the way we would play a lot, because there'd usually be anywhere from 5, 6, 7 of us playing at once. And I would always be like in the background sending text messages to one of the other players. Be like, okay, because I've done this with Duke and Honda before. Be like, okay, I'm going to just totally attack so-and-so and like just expend all my manpower going after them, and then as soon as I'm done, do as much damage as I can. You come in and wipe them out, and then it's okay. You can wipe me out right afterwards, so you win.
You never played to win. You just played.
I never played to win.
Just an agent of chaos. So
yes, I played to just
make other people like
as many problems as possible. That's how I played. I never cared if I won. In fact, I usually preferred not to win if I could just cause as much damage to someone as possible. And then just let somebody else come in and sweep up. I don't care.
The amount of times I was set up to win, and then Matt just stabbed me in the back.
Yeah, I would totally just, yeah. And then there would be times I would be talking to 2 different people in text messages, and I'd be like telling both of them I'm going to be on their side. And then at some point in the game, I would just pick one of them to actually be on their side and then just turn on the other one.
I remember you making me pretty upset at one point during a game.
That's funny. I haven't played Risk since I was a youngster, and because me and my dad and a couple of his friends would play the board game.
Well, you need to get it.
And then they came on PlayStation.
Never played it.
You should get it because this was one of those games I think Angry played on his phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can play on your phone. You can play on the computer.
It's like $5 or free, or it's not much money.
Yeah,
I forget.
Yeah, we all played, and it was a lot of fun because, and like I said, dudes like were playing on their phones, man, which made it a game that everybody could play.
Yeah,
like for a toy in Geek Chat, it kind of makes sense to play in the background. I'm just saying we don't have to.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with that. I just I had a lot of fun with it because I just loved just screwing with whoever. I would just pick somebody to screw with in a game and then just go after them. And it was fun.
That's something we might need all set up one day in the coming soon.
And I would always try, although I would always try to hold some part of the U.S. on the map, on the world map. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna like try and hold the southern U.S.
Dude,
That'll be
everyone
like
goes
my
for
home
Australia. Like everyone goes for Australia at first because you can block it off at one spot.
Yeah.
And so everyone goes for it. So
Well-
there's just like this like endless battle for Australia for like the first like 10 minutes of the
I think
game.
there's other maps too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, for
jumping
sure there
on.
is.
I'm jumping on Honda. Let's play.
Yes.
I'm jumping on.
Well, anyway. All right, we do have a topic for tonight. I want to talk about something while they're figuring out Risk. By the way, where do you play? I don't even remember anymore where we played
Steam.
Risk.
Steam.
It was on Steam.
Was it on Steam?
Oh,
Okay, I'll see it.
Before we get in the topics,
still
though, I
have
did see Godzilla Minus One today. Damn, it's a good movie.
Yes, I'm going to see it tomorrow. I got tickets for 10:30 in the morning.
That
Sweet.
reminds me, Matt,
So-
when is the annual year in movie review? Is that this upcoming weekend or the following?
We will probably do what I was thinking about next week is doing the best and worst of 2023, and then the week after that doing the top 10.
Okay.
So we'll save the top 10 for the very end, but next week we'll do year in review. Like we'll talk about the best TV shows and movies and the worst TV shows and movies next weekend.
Okay,
So-
good. I need a
That's
little
one of my
time to
favorite
catch up.
shows that I do on my channel is the year in review, where you go through an entire year's worth of Twitter stories. Takes
Yep.
forever. You got to fly through them, but it's fun.
What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying anymore.
I probably watched 3 new
Topic for
movies
tonight.
this year.
Yes, the topic for tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about Disney and Hasbro. It's been all the rage this week to talk about Hasbro specifically because of the fact that, Hasbro is currently 2 weeks before Christmas laid off 1,100 people?
900 to over 1,100.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Now, by the way, that's not the first layoffs they've done this year.
Yep.
But a lot of speculation about what it is. The consensus seems to be that Hasbro's just a horrible, horrible company, run horribly, and does everything wrong, and they have to lay people off because of all the mistakes they've made. And this, to me personally, ties directly into Disney as well, because we're seeing, while they're two very different industries, a toy company versus a studio, we're seeing a lot of the same types of things, and for a lot of the same reasons happening to these two companies. And it doesn't, and I don't think it's a coincidence either that these two companies also have a very strong working relationship with each other as well. Pretty much everything Disney owns, Hasbro makes products for. They got a very strong relationship. Now part of that is because Disney bought the things that Hasbro already had licenses for, but we are now at a point where they've had a very close working relationship for about a decade now. Okay, whether it be Marvel or Star Wars or whatever, right? And there's a lot going on, and the consensus seems to be either Hasbro is corrupt, Hasbro is stupid, or Hasbro is woke. And the same thing applies to Disney as well. I think those are the most common accusations leveled against Disney when we see Disney failing to be Disney anymore. And they really are. They're failing to be the Disney we all grew up with, where pretty much everything they touched was successful, right?
Yep.
They have failed multiple times in huge ways this year. They've really only had one major hit that I can think of off the top of my head, which was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think
They lost nearly $1 billion this year on failed movies.
Yeah. And these, so it's a topic of conversation that a lot of people in the geek community want to talk about, and I think it's relevant to the people watching on my other channel. Just because I think a lot of it does have to do with some of the kind of, shall we say, woke agenda things going on in the world right now, especially with a lot of these corporations. Now, I don't know how much the quote-unquote woke stuff plays into Hasbro. It certainly does play into Disney, right? I don't think there's any doubt about that.
There is that in Hasbro as well. That's one of the things that led
it is definitely there in Hasbro. I just don't know if that's necessarily what's causing their problems.
That was one of the things that pushed their decision to screw over collectors and non-collector friendly packaging.
Well, yes, that was the whole. We got to save the environment.
Because this little plastic window in front of a box is going to get rid of that. And that's going to
collectors want to see what collectors want to see what they're buying. And while it is not the majority of collectors, there are still collectors that like to display things in the package. And if you don't have a window on the front of the box showing what's in the package, collectors don't want to buy it if they're that type of collector.
We don't want to see this.
Yeah, exactly.
What's in the box?
We don't know. We don't open our toys.
So I think, in my opinion, and I think I'm kind of joining in Disney and Hasbro in this, as far as the conversation goes. I think their problems, while not necessarily related, are very similar. I think, and feel free, chat. You want to start chiming in? Actually, you know what? I have missed a couple super chats here real quick. I'm so sorry. Dom dropped in one, says Wonka was actually better than I expected. I actually want to see it. Not enough to go to the movies to see it, but I do want to see it. So we'll see. I'll wait till it's streaming somewhere. It's not a movie level.
Let's see.
Film.
Godzilla in one hand, Wonka on the other. Godzilla.
Yeah. We got one from Phoenix, dropped in a member chat, says Hasbro is trying to boost their numbers for last quarter. Yes, they are. And then it comes down to, why are they doing that? Well, because their sales went down dramatically. Now, part of the reason that their sales have gone down is because their sales did hit kind of a peak high during COVID, because a lot of people were home and were bored and were buying stuff they normally wouldn't buy. YouTube is littered with, I don't mean littered like a bad thing, but like it's littered with channels that started during the pandemic. People got into collecting and hey, there you go, look. Because people was like, I'm stuck at home all the time. I wanted to do something. And so it's true. And there's a lot of people that decided to get into collecting during that period of time as well. And so for a couple of years, I mean, Hasbro saw really, really good sales. So there's a natural slump from that as well, because that's starting to die down. There's also, obviously, and this is the thing that I've seen a couple of videos on this from some pretty big name toy channels that never mention this, and I don't know how you can have this conversation without mentioning this, but the economy sucks right now. Okay, we are in a recession, and I know, depending on what your political point of view is, some people say, no, we're not in a recession. Yes, we are. We meet the actual dictionary definition of what a recession is. We are in a recession right now. Okay. Which is, the inflation going up. What is it? 4 quarters in a row. And we've gone up more than that by the percentages, whatever. We're in a recession. That's going to affect every company. And it certainly is affecting every company right now, because people are spending less money on quote unquote frivolous items. And I'm sorry to tell Hasbro this, but everything you make is a frivolous item. None of it is anything anybody needs, period. Like, nobody needs your stuff, Hasbro. So you take those two things. Your sales were already slumping because coming down from a 2-year high. The economy is not great right now. Then you add in plastic-free packaging. That's a company mistake. That is something within their control. Their sales coming down after a 2-year high, that's not necessary. That's not in their control. The economy getting worse, that's not in their control. Plastic-free packaging is fully within their control. Mm-hmm. And Jared, you and me have talked about this many times. The choices they make in product design is perfectly within their control. They seem to be, and this is whether you collect Marvel, Star Wars, really the only thing I can see as an adult collector that they're marketing towards the adult collector, demographic, that they seem to be going with what the fans want is the G.I. Joe stuff. That's it. Everything else, they seem to be like trying to do 50-50 what people want and 50% what people give no crap about whatsoever. Which is an odd choice, especially when you're trying to boost sales. As you're coming down from a high, as you're going into a recession and people spending less money, they are certainly making horrible choices. They've also got horrible distribution.
Yes.
They have just piss poor distribution as well.
I got a question that goes along with this real quick.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that what's the market of adults to children now for action figures?
More adults.
For action figures specifically, it's about 80% adults for action figures specifically. Yes.
Their retail on these right now are $25 a piece. Parents are not buying that for little kids.
No, parents are not buying it for little kids. Action figures specifically, not all toys, but specifically action figures have become.
Their parents are buying them from Ross and Ollie's.
Yes, if they're buying them for kids, that's where they're getting them.
Or $5.
Yeah, but action figures, that corner of the toy market, as it is, separate from Nerf and let's say everything else that Hasbro owns, right, is completely geared towards getting adult collectors. Okay, because children aren't buying these. And we've talked about this 100 times before. Children are not buying these toys. Okay, children want Minecraft and Fortnite and a phone and a laptop and a tablet or a PC.
They don't want action figures Fortnite. They want to play the game Fortnite.
Yes, exactly. Kids are not buying action figures anymore. So action figures are geared towards an adult market that has a nostalgia for specifically the action figures we had as kids back in the 80s and 90s, some in the 2000s. And one thing I do notice when it comes to toys specifically, I notice the younger a collector is, the more likely he is to be into Transformers. I don't know why that is, except that I think that Transformers had kind of a second coming in the 2000s because of all those shows that came out. So I think there were a lot of kids in the 2000s, and because of the movies and all that kind of stuff,
and
that now that they're adults,
shows are entertaining, except these new ones they've gotten.
Yeah, well, because it just seems like a large portion of the people, the adult collectors now that are into Transformers are on the younger. The Transformers fans. Why am I getting a feedback on that? I don't know why.
Well, they're getting.
Yeah, I hear that.
With Transformers, they actually have multiple lines. They have the adult lines, they have the kids lines, and
I think they also not only did they stay more relevant longer than other franchises did, more consistently throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and so on. But they were they were being pumped. I mean, like Transformer between the television shows and the movies and everything, coming into the 2000s, they were huge. They were, as far as the toys go, they were bigger than Star Wars. They were bigger than Toy Biz Marvel stuff. They were bigger than everything. So you got a lot of people who are now in their 20s and 30s that remember playing with them back in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of beside the point.
And as well as brands too, it's been around. There was just a small gap in the 90s when they didn't make Transformers. In between G2 and Beast Wars, you had this small little gap. You had G2 Transformers, Machine Wars, then a small gap, Beast Wars. Then you had Transformers consistently since 1995.
96, 95?
Yep.
Since Beast Wars, there has been Transformers on every year since Beast Wars started.
You probably had like 2 years in the 90s that didn't make Transformers.
Yeah. And then
but so
you not only always had a television show on, but then you started getting movies in 2008?
2007, I think.
2007. So yeah, I think that has held on much stronger than a lot of other stuff. And
those were $1 billion movies.
but you've got this kind of perfect storm of a bad scenario that Hasbro can't do anything about, and a lot of bad decisions they're making that have led to where we're at now, right? With Disney, on the other hand, you've got nothing but bad decisions. Like, I think there's probably, because I'll tell you this right now, there are far more people willing to go to the movies than there are willing to collect action figures.
Yep.
And that's just a fact of life. More people go to the movies than collect action figures. And so it is less about the economy with movies. Not that it doesn't affect it at all. Of course it does. But Disney, I think,
Hasbro made much more money on those movies than they do toys.
Yes. And I think Disney, had they not been just continued to make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, I think had they just stayed, classic Disney like everybody's used to, they'd be fine.
Not every figure can be as awesome as this one.
No, not every figure is. Wait, show that one again. Show it again. Yes, look at that. We call him Lime Man. He's from Mexico. He's lime green, and he loves to make margaritas. It's great. I love that toy. I've got that thing up there.
It stays on my desk. I fiddle with it.
I love it. It ain't really worth anything, but like
it's like a fidget spinner for me right now. It's like every time I get it, I start moving the articulation on it. Sorry,
but no. It's just I see, and look, I mean, like right now, a lot of people are getting really upset about what's going on with Hasbro, and I get it, I guess.
Hey, at least they're not sending like thugs to know his doors are at currently.
At least not now. They're not sending the Pinkertons to go and fuck people up over Magic the Gathering cards. That was so ridiculous.
Oh, I wish I collected Magic the Gathering so that could have happened to me. It's like, y'all do.
Yeah, no, I would have, man, I would have loved to have recorded that and put that on the internet.
Dutch, we got Pinkertons.
Good Lord. I don't know, man. I am. Look, I don't care about Hasbro. I like their products because I like G.I. Joe, I like Star Wars, I like Marvel, right? But like, if they lost the license to do that and it went to another company, I would start collecting that other company's stuff right off the bat because I don't care about Hasbro as a corporation.
Well,
right?
Weird decisions too. They've been trying to get a video game property. They tried with the Overwatch, failed because Overwatch people don't want figures. They tried Fortnite. That line failed because people play Fortnite don't want the figures. And what was laying there dormant forever was Street Fighter. Jada grabbed it, and they're making hand over fist and pumping out great figures. People want stuff from the 80s and 90s.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, Hasbro is doing everything they can to diversify, which, I mean, I think they should, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Because they're trying, because they really, I don't think, want to renew a lot of their, like, the Star Wars Marvel license is very expensive. And right now their profits are in the toilet with those things because they're.
Well, I mean, they're right now, as far as Hasbro goes, they've gotten into bed in the last 15 years or so with, I mean, entertainment companies. They're in, they've got their own Hasbro studios now. You know what I mean? They're doing Wizards of the Coast. They've got like, what's that one thing? Entertainment One is something they're involved with. Amblin Entertainment. They're involved with DreamWorks. Like, they're doing all kinds of stuff because of the fact that they know this, and we should all know this now, is that kids don't buy toys anymore. And so while they're doing everything they can to market to adults for a lot of their stuff, and while they're sub 6-year-old toy lines out there still sell because kids under that age range, their parents still buy toys for them. But they're going to have to do something. They're not going to survive if they just keep trying to make toys, because look, no offense, action figures had a great run from about the late 70s on as a kids thing, from about the late 70s to about the early 2010s. It was a great run. It's a golden era. And I know because I see some of these people online that talk about how, oh, Hasbro just needs to market to kids again. And it's like people are stuck in their own bubble of life. And what I mean by that is they think because in the 80s and 90s, action figures were like the go-to thing for a kid, that means action figures always were the go-to thing for kids and always will be the go-to things for kids. And if you think that, you're a moron. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, because some of these YouTubers out there that are saying this repeatedly all the time are some channels I really do like. Okay, but it's just not.
They're completely out of touch with reality.
Yes, action figures weren't even a thing before the late 1970s and the early 1980s. They just weren't a thing. And they are now, when it comes to kids, are no longer a thing that holds children's attention. That is why Hasbro has to market to adults if they want to continue to make enough money to create these products, because kids do not buy this stuff. And we are going to hit a time where this stuff is not going to be manufactured anymore to any realistic standard by large companies like Hasbro and Mattel, because there's not going to be enough people buying them, because kids are going to have moved on to whatever else is out there. And like right now, it's electronics, and really has been for about the last 15 years. Mm-hmm. It's video games and electronics. That is what kids play with. That is where we are now. Action figures had a great run. If you're an adult collector, enjoy them while you can, because at some point, companies like Hasbro are not going to be making these things anymore. And so I see people getting upset that Hasbro doesn't target kids. And I'm like, well, they can't. Like, I get it. Hasbro I don't like Hasbro as a corporation. Like, they make a lot of mistakes. But, like, I can't get mad at them for not. They need to be coming up with new IPs that bring the imagination out of kids.
That's a really good point. You have to be realistic. It's not going back. Like kids' baseball cards. Everyone had this big idea that baseball cards were going to come back, and they didn't. They're not coming back. Pokemon had a little bit of a run. Pokemon had a little bit of a run because the market was right and people were into it. But the action figures aren't coming back, and you're right, man. It's just going to die off.
Every company out there was making collector cards because they were hot.
Yeah,
I got a stack of cards right here. I got off eBay cheap for an entire series of Ultraverse cards, Series 2. But Marvel did cards, DC did cards, but nobody does cards anymore, like that kind of stuff. Because they just
it's one of those things, man. It's like, look, there will always be. Look, there are always going to be people who will like action figures, especially if they remembered them fondly as a kid. But you're not going to see companies like Hasbro dumping their entire budget into creating these lines anymore. They're not going to. I mean, maybe someday Hasbro still has a couple of lines here and there. They create a couple of figures. They send out a couple of waves a year or something.
Transformers is what we're talking about. It's one of those things that transcends because,
yes,
it's 2 toys in one. Well, actually 3. You got your alt modes, your robot modes, plus it's a puzzle of transformation. So they're really got that little niche little thing where they seem to always stay popular, and it's been in the media. They've keep putting out cartoons and stuff like that, and it's been really good.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too, right? Like, we all grew up. And I heard a big YouTuber talking about this. They need to start making cartoons and movies that sell toys again. They can't. We do not live in the 1980s and 90s where a toy company can go to a cartoon, an animation production studio and say, make me a cartoon about this toy that I'm making. That is meant as nothing more than an advertisement to sell my toy. First of all, there are laws on the books that prevent that now. Second, all children's entertainment is owned by Warner Brothers, Disney, and is played exclusively. There are no more Saturday morning cartoons. There's no more afternoon cartoons on network television. Okay, if you want a cartoon on the air, you want it on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or something like that. Okay, and you're not going to get that unless that cartoon is owned by one of these studios.
They take ownership.
Make cartoons to sell toys anymore. You can make toys that back up a cartoon because a studio wants to invest in a kid's animated, series or whatever, and they might sell some merchandise based on that. But we do not live in the days anymore where Hasbro can go to an animation studio and say, make me a cartoon about this new toy I'm producing. That does not happen anymore. You can't do that.
It's like people were complaining about the about Mattel doing the He-Man series, like the Revelations, how people didn't like that, and or She-Ra and stuff like that. They don't have the license. They have no say-so on the development of those cartoons anymore. One of the previous CEOs of Mattel was an idiot and actually sold the license rights out to DreamWorks. DreamWorks has full control when they do those shows, so they can't use it to market to sell toys. They can make toys based on it because they're contracts, because they are the actual real owners of it. And it's licensed out to them, and as long as they keep pumping shows out, Mattel will never get it back.
Yep.
It takes like 10 years for those contracts to expire to get things back.
Yep. And they'll just, as long as they make something in another 10 years, they hold on to it.
Yep. That's why that weird Fantastic Four movie existed way back when. It never got released. They put money in producing the thing, and it was in total intentions to never release it.
Yep.
Just so they can keep the Fantastic Four movie rights.
Yep. It's a weird scenario, I think, of where these toy companies are right now. And again, I'm not defending Hasbro. I don't care about Hasbro. I'm just saying it's a little odd to be mad that Hasbro's not doing the same things they did in the 80s and 90s because they can't. I mean, look, Hasbro makes more than enough mistakes. Mm-hmm. We talk about their mistakes all the time. I just picked up a figure the other night, Thursday night, on Jared's chat that literally just shattered in my hands.
Yep.
Like it blew up when I mean, that's it. I showed it on camera. Okay. Hasbro makes a lot of mistakes. They got quality control issues. They got distribution issues. They make horrible decisions when it comes to packaging and when it comes to character design and when it comes to the types of
removed a lot of their manufacturing
certain lines. They make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a 3.5-inch line like the GI Joes of the 80s and 90s? Why don't we have a line?
Well, that's one of the things they're doing now too. Is they're not wanting to manufacture like the 3.5-inch line. So they're licensing them out to 3.5-inch line to Super 7. Starting next year, Super 7 is going to actually start making the O-ring 3.5-inch G.I. Joe figures.
Oh, really?
But you got to go through them to get them. So you're going to pay. They're a subsidiary company that has to pay licensing fees. So those $10 3.5-inch figures, you're going to pay $20 to $25 for.
No thanks.
Right
I'd
now,
come back for that.
Their 5POA figures right now are $20.
Yeah. So can you imagine what their fully articulated little figures are going to cost? At least $30, I'm guessing.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, really, if you like me like 3 3/4-inch figures that are GI Joes, you basically are just buying older stuff. There's nothing new out there to buy.
Yeah.
And if you go to like the secondary, independent creators, like we had the Hidden Force, those are 3 on our Collector Fusion show. They're great little figures, but where he's a small manufacturer, smaller runs, they're going to cost you a little more.
Yeah.
I'd rather give him
well,
money.
It's like the one I made you for Christmas last year, dude.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Lieutenant Shithead or whatever his name was. That's just legitimately his name. It says so on the package.
Yeah.
That was a 25th anniversary figure, so that came out in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
When that figure came out, because that's what was available, in that size. They don't make those anymore, So it's I mean, that's just where we're at now.
They start to reissue those again, then everybody got upset because they were calling them. Everybody was expecting the O-ring figures reissue to redo those. Then they packaged O-ring style packaging with the 25th anniversary figures, And everybody got mad, so they stopped doing it. But then they start bringing them back with the O-ring figures. You can get them with the Transformer crossover figures.
Yeah. Which, by the way, pissed me off because when they released those retro figures with the 25th anniversary style, I was buying those up. I think there was only 8 of them that came out. I bought all of them.
I was too. I was getting them too.
I like those figures.
Because I never got the 25th anniversary figures.
Yeah.
And so I was collecting them. Then everybody threw a hissy fit. It's weird about the collectors community. They're weird. Sometimes they want certain things, then they're very vocal about not wanting it. Then I liked them. My only issue was the characters' looks didn't match the card packaging.
Yeah.
They put the wrong artwork on the boxes.
I don't know, man. Look, and I've said this before. I think in 10 years, the action figure collecting market is just going to be decimated because I don't think there's going to be enough stuff out there for people to get everything they want. You know, I think you're still going to have companies making stuff, but it's going to be the higher end stuff, whether it's companies like SH Figuarts or Mezco or Mafex or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's going to be smaller boutique companies doing what we consider like good action figures.
Yeah. And so my advice is enjoy what you got now and get what you can now if that's something you like, because there will come a time when there's not going to be any more $20, $25 action figures out there. There's just not. And that's probably coming in the next 10 years. You're not going to be picking up $20, $25 action figures.
And what we're paying $25 for right now in Hasbro, it's not worth it.
No, it's not. Now, that being said, I mean, look, and I've said this before. Is it worth it? No. However, is $25 essentially for all intents and purposes? Is that the new entry-level price for action figures? Yes. So if you're not comfortable paying that, then you might as well just not collect action figures because that's what they cost now.
Well, the Mattel is actually maintaining their $20 price point with the standard Masterverse figures. Well, I think they just did creep up to $21.99, but they were $19.99 for a good while.
Yeah, but less than 2 years ago, they were going for $15. When they first came out, they were going for $15.
That was the Origins. Masterverse started out at $19.99. Origins were $15. Now Origins are $20. And yeah, I like a Kujino, so I'll just buy the turtle reissues for $20 a piece.
Yeah. Let's see. Martin out there in the chat, he gifted away a membership. Thank you, Martin. It looks like it went to Brian Knight. Yay! Brian says thank you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Didn't he do that one the other
night?
too?
Brian thanks you. You're getting thanked all around. It's like a menage a thank. You're getting thanked. You're getting spit roasted with thanks. Sexy. Anyway,
you get a meat spin.
You get a meat spin, and you get a meat spin. Everybody gets a meat spin. That might cause some problems. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I would say in this whole, like, how bad has Hasbro screwed up compared to how bad has Disney screwed up? For them both to find themselves in very similar situations. Disney's made far more mistakes than Hasbro has.
Oh, yeah. And
by massive
Hasbro has actually kind of learned they're trying to correct ship.
Yeah.
At least in the market value. I don't know about internally. We don't know. They are being shitty about laying off 1,100 people, but they're trying to fix their product.
Yeah.
Disney has not shown any sign of wanting to fix their product.
No, they don't seem. They want to double down. Seemingly,
they're still saying like it was toxic, misogynist, racist phobes that made Marvels fail.
Yeah,
it's not just because we made a bad movie nobody wanted to see. Nobody.
Yeah, it's a bunch of racist, homophobic, sexists. That's the reason why Disney's failing. Well, no, it's because you're making bad movies.
Yeah.
You're making movies where character development doesn't exist. You're making movies where the actors in the movies actively go out on social media and shit talk the audience. You know, you're changing characters people have known for decades in ways that make no sense from a story standpoint. If you make changes to a character, it needs to make sense from a story standpoint and not just be for the sake of, well, we got to be diverse and inclusive.
Yeah.
No, that's not a good reason, because I want a good story. And if it doesn't make sense in the story, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like then you've already lost me. Like, well, why did you change this? Cause why? How does that make sense? Cause diversity and inclusion. Okay, well then you just lost somebody. You lost me. Or even when you don't make changes, but you infuse your storylines with politics. Man, I don't want to go to the movies and see a right-wing narrative. I don't want to go to the movies and see a left-wing narrative. I want to go to the movies, and let's say we're talking about Marvel. I want to go to the movies and see a comic book movie narrative. I want to see what I read in the comics. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see political
example. I want to see Godzilla, and I got to see Godzilla. No woke messaging. Great, touching story of the human characters.
Yeah,
they say the same thing for Monarch.
Dealing with the aftermath of Japan, like the ravaging of Japan, like World War II, and how broken the people were. They were trying to recover and stuff. It is such a dang good movie.
Yeah. Don't tell me about it. I'm going to see it tomorrow morning.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're going to.
I just keep hearing how awesome this movie is, and I'm still pissed off that 2 weeks ago, me and my wife went out for our anniversary, and we picked Silent Night instead of Godzilla. And I'm still pissed off about that because that movie was horrible. And part of it's me. My expectations were really high because it was a John Woo movie.
And if anybody's worried about subtitles, a subtitle movie, the dialogue is paced so well, you have no problems watching the story and reading the subtitles.
Yeah. Are you sure? Like how sure? Like how?
Well, I don't know
if is it paced well enough for a Marine to read?
Well,
that's what he's trying to ask.
Is it in crayon? Is it in color? Is it in color? Like the words?
Remember, Marines can't read white lettering.
Oh.
Does it have the bouncing ball?
Yeah, I need the ball. The ball helps. The ball from the Disney sing-alongs. That's how I get.
It's a little Godzilla.
Letters are white, so.
Oh, we might have a problem.
Do you remember Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon when that came out and everyone was like, their minds were blown?
I absolutely love how they handle the atomic breath in this too. The spines going dum 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 when it's building up.
I seen it in the trailers, but I haven't.
And, when it shoots,
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a movie that got so hyped up for me, and then when I finally saw it, I was like, okay, well, it wasn't bad, but like I didn't see all the hype. And I like kung fu fantasy movies, and it was good, but I did not catch the hype like so many people did for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I got a fun game if you're up for it, Matt. I got a picture, and if you open this picture correctly on your Discord, it's on your main Discord. If you can pick this picture up, if you open it and you don't zoom in, what it's going to be is it's going to be a bunch of swords from a bunch of movies. If you open this, we can go through it and we can try and pick them out without knowing them. Hold on. Okay, yeah, let me.
That sounds fun.
Let me do that here. Yeah, I'll do it. I see it right here, so let me download it real quick.
Not even a pig sticker.
Yeah. Unless you blow that up, you cannot read you cannot read the letters on that. So let's see. I'm probably gonna be really bad at this, but we'll see what I can do. Yeah, I want to see how many. I was surprised. Okay, so like just keep it like this, and go from like top to like bottom. Okay, so this one's Conan's sword. Okay, I know that. Okay, go. Okay, so you don't know the first one. Anybody on the first one?
The Kurgan sword.
I don't know what that is.
You guess, and I'll tell you. Hold on.
I see Highlanders and the Kurgans.
Without me looking, I think that is like the Greek Persian sword or something from something.
This one?
Achilles. Yeah, it's Achilles. No, to the left.
This one.
That's
Okay.
Achilles' sword. That's Achilles' sword.
I know this one is the one from Gladiator.
That's right. And then what do you don't know the middle one? Who do anybody?
I mean, I've seen that sword before. Yep. Oh wait, is that 300?
Yes.
Yes, Leonidas short sword.
Okay, so Matt got Conan's sword, and then go to the right.
Conan.
Go to the right. What's that one?
Is that?
That's Lord of the Rings. That's Sting, right? Isn't that Sting?
Yes. Good job.
Okay.
Good job. Okay, next to the right is what?
Orc.
That's
the orc sword, right?
Cleaver thingy.
No, close. It's not. It looks called like an orc. It's what is it? It's a different kind of orc.
Oh, it's the black people sword.
I knew that was coming.
It is the Urukai, the more stronger, the better orcs.
The orcs who did GNC.
The orcs that was in the NBA, right?
Next, go down to what's that one? Anybody?
It looks familiar.
So don't know. Okay, got it. That's Conan's father's sword that Fulsa Doom took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is another Lord of the Rings sword, right?
Mm-hmm. Whose is it?
Like one of the
I can picture the sword, but I can't picture who's carrying it.
Is it? It's not.
Is that is that the one Liv Tyler had?
Yes, Holofang. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Good job. Yeah. Good job. Good job on that one. Okay, go back to your left.
That's is that?
That's gonna be Braveheart's Claymore.
Braveheart. Yeah.
Yep. Good job.
Yep.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't know what that one is.
That's a ball.
At all.
That's King Theoden's sword from Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. Theoden.
Okay, this is what's his face's ranger sword, right?
Nope.
No. This one is.
Yes, that's the ranger. No, that's not the ranger sword.
That's not the ranger sword.
Okay, that's the top. The next one is Boromir's.
Okay,
and
what's this one?
Do you have a guess?
I know it's Lord of the Rings because I know that sword from Lord of the Rings.
That is Gandalf's sword. That's Gandalf's sword.
Okay.
Oh, Gandalf.
The next one is Strider's sword.
Okay.
The next one below that is what?
That's the one that gets put back together. I forget the name of the sword though.
Yes.
This one is what's his face's sword? God damn it! Why am I blanking on the main bad guy?
Sauron.
Okay. Sauron. Witch Kings. No, it's the Witch King.
The Witch isn't that Sauron's sword?
No.
Sauron has a mace.
Yes. The Witch King of Ogmar.
Well, bad guy. It's a bad guy sword.
The one above it is a Lindil.
Okay. All right, let's come back over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, under Braveheart.
It's a police nightstick.
It looks like a police. It does look like a police nightstick.
They are lightsabers down at the bottom.
If you get this one right, you actually lose cool points. So, does anybody know what that one is?
That one of the Game of Thrones sword?
No, it's the Sword of Gryffindor from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that.
Next one.
I was thinking like the Needler. That
Is that Excalibur?
What's the name had?
It is Excalibur. Good job.
Stark.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's all
I recognize the hilt and the pommel.
The next one.
Is that Jon Snow's? No, it's not. That's got like a lion.
No, that's not Jon Snow's sword.
That's Highlander, isn't it?
No, this isn't Highlander.
It's Saladin something. I don't know what that's from.
Oh, Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Okay.
This one looks like Highlander's sword, but I don't know.
It's Godfrey del Liban's sword. I don't know who that is. So, next one.
These next two look like something out of freaking Three Musketeers. That's all I know.
Okay, the next one.
Say one of them Zorro's.
Okay, Zorro is the second one. The first one that looks like that is the guy who said you killed my father, prepare to die.
Oh, Inigo Montoya.
Yes.
You killed my father, prepare to die.
And then, the next one below that. You know that one?
Is that Blade sword?
It says Nameless Juan, Jian. I don't know what that is.
Nameless one?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
And then what's below that?
Is that well? That's a pirate sword. I don't know which pirate. It's a cutlass, but I don't know which pirate sword that is.
Jack Sparrow's sword?
That's Captain Jack Sparrow's.
Okay,
Good
Jack
job.
Sparrow. Okay, and up here we have another Lord of the Rings sword. I don't remember which one that
Jolly,
is.
you get that one.
It's the one the high elves carry. So you got it
when
right.
they stand in formation, like whoop, whoop.
Yeah, you
This
got
one
it.
looks like He-Man's sword. I don't know what that one
No,
is.
that's Thorin's sword from The Hobbit. And then the next sword below that, have you recognized that at all?
Okay, let's just go down this way, then we'll come back and go down this way. So,
Okay.
what?
That's Orkin Crest. That's the one he gets that he finds in that Thorin gets. Is another one. So,
I know this silhouette right here, but I can't remember what it's from.
it's Bord's sword from The Hobbit. So it's still another Lord of the Rings. And the next
This
one.
looks like one I can buy on that zombie website where they make expensive weapons. That's what that looks like.
That's the last Lord of the Rings one. So you got them all right on that. Okay, next one. What do you got? Come on, you know this one. Come on, you got to get this one right.
I don't know. Is that like Kurgan's sword from Highlander or some shit?
Nope.
I don't know.
That's Ned Stark's sword.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ned Stark's sword.
Okay, yeah. All right. Oh, and that means that's Needle.
Yep.
Needle.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
And
next
that's
one.
Jon Snow's sword.
Long
What's
Claw.
the name of his sword? Yeah, Long Claw.
And the next one.
Is that the one?
Is that not Beric Dondarrion, but
Brienne of Tarth's sword.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you got it. This one is still Game of Thrones. So what's that?
is that
There's only one guy who's going to be able to carry that.
That's
the Hound.
The Hound, not the Hound. His brother.
The Mountain.
The Mountain.
Well, it says who's Gregor Clegane?
Gregor. Yeah, that's Gregor. That's the
Oh, that's the Hound. Gregor's the Hound, or is Gregor the Mountain?
Gregor's the Mountain.
Gregor's the Mountain. Yeah.
Okay, and then who's got the next one?
Well, that's obviously
that'd be Drago.
That's Drago.
Yeah, Khal Drogo or his people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, back up here, underneath the one sword.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, that's we were just talking about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Good job.
I know that because it doesn't have the sharp point for some reason.
Yeah, good job.
Okay. I don't remember what that sword's called, but
yeah.
This could be anything. I don't know. That's the most plain.
It's a straight like looking katana. So
This is it's just a straight katana.
So who do you know in the 80s who used a straight katana?
Leonardo?
Good job.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Leonardo.
The Ninja Turtle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now who's got you got this next one? Look at it closely. You got this one. It's called the
I think you mentioned it earlier.
Yes, he did.
What is it called?
Shot in the Dark, Snake Eyes.
Nope. It's dark. It's Daywalker sword from Blade.
Oh, that's Blade's sword. Okay.
Those two got to be Highlanders.
This is another katana.
This isn't fair because it's just a katana. This is from Kill Bill. It's the bride.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
it's hers. And the next one is Ramirez katana.
Yeah, that's Ramirez because I could tell because of the butt or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
that's Kurgan's sword.
Good job.
That's Kurgan's sword.
Yeah.
That's He-Man's sword. I don't know.
It's not. It's called Lane's sword from. I can't even see the name of it. It says Liane sword. I don't know what that is.
Lane sword. I don't know what that is.
Okay,
that's a lightsaber.
Whose lightsaber?
Is that Anakin's?
Good job.
That is Count Dooku's lightsaber.
Yes.
That's Kylo Ren's lightsaber. That's Darth Maul's lightsaber.
And that's it. Good job.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I thought that bottom line was something too. I'm like, I don't know what that thing is.
Good job, man. You got more of them than you got more of them right than you got wrong by a significant number. So, good job. That was fun.
Now I got to look at some of these ones we didn't know and see if I recognize any of these names. Okay, what was this one?
It's from
Lane
Warcraft.
sword. Oh, Warcraft. Okay. And what was this one up here? Nameless one from. I don't know. You can't read that. It's all blurry.
Yeah.
Was that the only two we couldn't figure out what they were from?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool.
The Nameless Jayon. It's whatever it was. It looks like it came out in 2002. 34-inch blade. Now you need to Google that. What that is.
Nameless Juan.
I don't know what that. I mean, I don't know what that is.
Huh. I don't know. I'm trying to think too, and nothing's coming to mind.
All right, well, that was pretty cool.
That's the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sword.
Oh, that's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's Juan in Chinese, not Juan.
That's why it's one. That's how it's Nameless One, not Juan.
No, I misread it. Thought it was
I saw Jet Li. As soon as I Googled it, I saw Jet Li.
Oh, okay. Led Lace in the chat says, for the panel, what's the best to worst Ninja Turtle weapons?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Hero.
Okay, are you serious? This is easy.
Hero with Jet Li. Okay, so best is going to be, as far as their weapons, this does not give away my favorite Ninja Turtles in order. Just as far as their weapons, Leonardo's got the best weapons with the katana. Next is going to be Donatello with the bow staff. Next is going to be Raphael with the size, and then last is Michelangelo with the nunchucks.
My dude, you are so wrong.
I know you're a Michelangelo fan.
Bro, if anybody comes at me with some nunchucks, dog, I'm going the other way.
Would you rather? Okay, what are you more afraid of? Nunchucks, size, bow staff, or sword? Somebody's coming at you.
Okay, I admit that the sword is number one because we all fought your cousin. Your cousin.
Now you got one dude coming at you with nunchucks.
Dog, he's got.
And you got one dude coming at you with a bow staff.
A stick, bro. It's a stick.
It's a bow staff that can shatter your skull from about 6 feet away, dude.
Man,
just imagine Morgan fucking, whooping your ass with a staff.
With that Walmart staff, bro? No, man.
Okay, hot take. If you're looking at it from them actually being ninjas, it should go Sai, katanas, bow staff, nunchucks. Because Sai's you can conceal.
Yes. Well, because they get close to you and just like, and you're dead.
Exactly. Get stabbed like 3 times.
Yeah, they go. They just shank you, man.
My money's on the Punisher.
The Punisher, yes. I mean, he has fought the Hand, so.
And joined them.
And joined them for some reason. I don't know, because Marvel sucks right now.
There must be like a cocaine issue in Marvel writing studios.
Oh, yeah, Brian Knight in the chat says nunchucks are more dangerous to you than your enemies. Damn straight.
So what sword
the only person I know of ever
out of this list
where they look serious is Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
No, you are forgetting about Black Dynamite.
Here's the thing. If somebody's coming at me with nunchucks and I have a bow staff, I'm not worried.
So
I'm not.
What one sword would you choose out of this list? Because that goes for anybody.
Well, I mean, Anakin's lightsaber.
Okay,
does those count?
Take the lightsabers out.
Okay, lightsabers out.
It's a zombie apocalypse. What are you grabbing? That's what I want to know.
Probably Leonidas' short sword.
Bro, heck no, bro. There's no way.
Zombie apocalypse. I gotta be practical, and I'm probably going with a katana.
Yeah, I'd probably grab Ned Stark's or the Mountain Sword.
Yeah, you behemoth. I'm going with something that's going to work really, really well for slicing and poking, which is going to be a katana or something like the Orcrist from The Hobbit. Something that's got a nice curved blade.
Yeah.
You're going to take off heads a lot better with that.
Yeah.
Something with a nice curved blade. So maybe this one here from Lord of the Rings, or this thing's too long. It's too unwieldy. But the Orcrist here or the 2 katanas.
I go with the 40-inch katana.
We'll give Honda the Arya Stark's needle.
He'd be pretty good for like going up to the fence, just.
We're talking about like the best overall for like zombies. If you scroll up, I would pick probably Excalibur, because it's got double-sided it's a long sword. It's got the similar weight to a katana, balance to a katana, but you got a blade on both sides.
True. Yeah,
Very true.
Excalibur's a good choice. Swords of the movies.
It's like a lot of myths on like swords. People think like katana is the best sword ever. It's like,
now, out of the lightsabers, which ones you picking? I'm going Anakin's. I'm keeping it simple.
Yep.
I'm keeping it simple. I'm going Anakin's. I feel like I'm going to kill myself with Darth Maul's.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Kylo's, I'm going to cut my fingers off.
I would trip and stab myself in the gut with that thing.
Me too.
Dooku's is fine for his fighting style with the curved hilt, but Anakin. I'm going Anakin's.
Anakin.
Nice, clean, simple.
I'm going Dooku solely because I don't like the weird box thing on Anakin's. Like if you're trying to hold it.
A cutlass would actually be pretty good too, though. You got good hand you got protection with your hand.
Yeah.
And it's better for
now think about Darth Maul's. His does break apart into two blades, which is pretty cool.
I don't think it actually does. I think they just work independently.
No, it does. I've seen it. He's used two of them at the same time.
The toy actually comes where it comes actually apart.
Where did he break it in half?
Was it in? It wasn't in the movies. It was like in one of the. It was in one of the series.
Even like the original figure, like for the Black Series figure.
What is it, Clone Wars or something?
It's meant to come apart.
No, Clone Wars, he had just a single-bladed lightsaber. And then he got the dark saber.
What are you talking about?
In Rebels, his staff, he could take it, turn into his double-bladed lightsaber, but he could never take it apart and use two at the same time. That was Ventress.
He can on the toy, so shut up, Jolly. And the toy is canon.
Yep, I got it sitting over here on the table.
Kathleen Kennedy did say that.
There you go. That's all that matters. Anyway.
Yeah, he gets cut in half in the first movie.
I got this in.
Oh, sweet.
Just came in today.
Does that change your list now?
Yes, it totally changes my list. It does. I'm gonna be real honest. The thing's awesome. It does need more articulation, though. That's the only thing, is it doesn't come with enough leg articulation. You got to really mess with him to get him on his glider right, because he doesn't have calf swivels, which make a big difference. And also his feet don't go forward enough. So it's really hard to get him crouched right when his feet don't go forward enough.
About with this one last night, no calf swivel.
Yeah.
Calf swivel is very important for certain things.
Yeah. For getting him, I mean, I got him on the glider. He looks fine, but he would look better if he had those 2 points of articulation. He'd look a lot better. Now, the feet I can fix. I could actually, just with a little Dremel, I can fix it to where his feet can go forward more. But the calf swivels would also make a big difference if I could get him on there like that. But
what you're saying is it needs a dick hinge.
He needs a dick hinge at every point of articulation. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, because I got pissed off going to Ross this morning, I then did immediately go to Target. And I got a couple things at Target. So I did pick up Ripper, because I do want to build up my Dreadnought collection.
Nice.
And then I did pick up.
Always love the Dreadnoughts, man. The Dreadnoughts were so much fun to watch.
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of them. So, you know, I got Zartan and Zorana. And actually that's it. Now I got Ripper. And then I got Toka and Razor.
Oh, nice.
So I picked them up. So I haven't opened them yet. That's what I have picked up today. The one was pre-ordered. It just came in the mail today, but I picked up those up today. because Target's having their sales right now. You know, you get like so much, if you spend so much money, you get so much money off and stuff like that. So I picked some stuff up at Target. I got my Green Goblin, my pre-order in. That's what I picked up today. That is going to definitely change my top 10 list. I got so many videos to catch up on. I haven't made a video in like 2 weeks for the toy channel. So I got to catch up on videos. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow after getting done with the movies. Because I got to get, now that this is in, I got to get my top 10 done. But yeah, them's the things. What's up, chat? Both chats. Sorry, I got both chats open here. Sissy Dream says, I'd pick Sting, light, good in CQB, long enough, heavy enough. I'd worry that I'd cut my arm or leg off with a katana, too delicate a blade. I mean, I guess, yeah. Maybe. Lead Lace in the chat says, December 26th is the best sales day. It can be. Yeah, it can be. Depending on who's having sales. Some of these places now are waiting until after the new year to have sales, which they didn't used to do.
There's a weird market because I feel that they don't even care, and that sometimes they know that they don't have to have a sale because you're going to buy it anyways.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. A lot of things are, because I don't feel like there was that many Black Friday sales because they know you're going to come buy their crap anyways.
Yeah.
So like there's.
I saw a video yesterday where they were at Walmart and looking at the clearance aisles, and they realized that the stuff that they had on clearance, as far as toys and stuff, were still marked at full value price.
Yeah,
they're just slapping clearance on there and making you think it's cheaper.
Oh, real quick, TC out there in the chat. I went and checked my post office today, and there wasn't anything there. So just letting you know, I did go check. I told you I would check today, and I did. But there wasn't anything there. And then somebody else was sending me something too. Who else was it? 2 people told me they had sent something.
Was it Stephen Carroll?
Yes, Stephen. It was Stephen Carroll. Yes. Yeah, but there wasn't anything in my post office box. So, but yeah, I did go check. I'll check again in a couple days and see if anything's there yet. Maybe I'll check after work or something on Monday. But anyway, I did. I promised I would check, and I did. So
sorry, chili cheese fries that we're calling.
That can happen. I had McDonald's today. I haven't had McDonald's in freaking forever.
Did you have to
take a loan? Last time I had McDonald's.
Did you? We were out today.
Huh?
Did you have to get a loan?
No, it was fine. In fact, my wife had a buy one get one free quarter pounder coupon.
There you go.
And so, yeah, I got 2 quarter pounders because I was fucking hungry, and 2 quarter pounders, fries, and a drink. And I haven't had McDonald's in a long time. And look, McDonald's is not like high quality food. We all know this, but damn, it tastes exactly like it did when I was a kid, and I love that. That's one thing I love about McDonald's. Look, I know it's not good food for you. I get that, okay, but like sometimes, like it's good. And it's got that taste of nostalgia from when you were a kid. It still tastes the same to me as it did when I was a kid. And just sometimes that's all you need.
Oh, see, I like the
McDonald's burger while I was on mute.
No, I like the breakfast. McDonald's has the king of breakfasts.
I will tell you, my favorite fast food breakfast ever is the Egg McMuffin. The sausage, cheese, and Egg McMuffin is absolutely hands down my favorite fast food breakfast item.
With the hash? With the hash brown? Bro.
I like the Hardee's steak biscuit myself.
I like the steak on the bagel at McDonald's.
Look, nothing takes me back to my childhood like the hotcakes meal from McDonald's.
Yo.
Man, nothing takes you back to your childhood like 2015, dude. You're like,
yo,
you're like old.
My childhood favorite breakfast restaurant don't exist anymore. It's called Druthers. Druthers.
Now, Lock and Load says nothing better than a Coke from McDonald's. McDonald's, and it's not just Coke, by the way. Their Dr. Pepper is also the best fast food Dr. Pepper ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because I drink Dr. Pepper. I don't drink Coke. Their soft drinks in general are just better than anybody else's.
So many fast food chains don't get their mix right. If you don't mix Dr. Pepper right, It's got like a skunky taste to it.
Do you know who's got horrible
aspirin taste?
Who has horrible fountain pops? Is Taco Bell.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Always got the flatness.
Miss me with that. Baja Blast for days.
Now, Lead Lace's got a point, but Bojangles is good too. They serve breakfast all day long.
Man, I feel like you're just saying words now.
Bojangles?
Bojangles. What? Is that even a real place?
Bojangles is real.
Good thing about Bojangles too, they actually have Cheerwine fountain drink.
Do you remember what COVID took from us?
Popeyes.
COVID took away McDonald's that had breakfast all day. And COVID took that from us. That's what I'm talking about.
They don't do that anymore?
No, bro. They said COVID just slapped it up. Nope. No, man.
COVID also took my ability to go to Walmart at 2:00 in the morning away.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was there, and you could just not have to wait in lines if you wanted to go to a store, whether it's Walmart or wherever.
No, that's bad. Okay, your area might have been okay, but going to Walmart in the Flint area, let me tell you.
Why the fuck would anybody go to the Flint area, period, for anything?
Listen,
that's the problem.
It was like Mos Eisley going into the cantina. I was Luke Skywalker with my friend. He was like, "Be careful, Luke." And then some dude with a half-bent nose was trying to get me. I mean,
there's never been a more dangerous place for scum and villainy.
COVID also took away my 24-hour subway.
Yeah. And like, oh man, I was reckless too. Like half lit in like 2015 going there in the middle of the night.
Down here, Walmarts were fine in the middle of the night. That's when you wanted to go because there's like 5 people in the whole store shopping. And there's like there's no lines, no nothing. It's like the best time to go. Like me and my wife used to go to Walmart all the time, like after 11 or 12 o'clock to go do shopping because there's nobody there. There's nobody there.
When I was a college student, that's the only time I'd go to Walmart. It's like middle of the night.
Yeah.
Why?
There's nobody there, dude.
That's
no lines. You ain't got to worry about stupid people.
When you live outside of Flint, nobody's trying to stab you in the middle of the night in Walmart.
Okay.
This is true. This is true. And I live on the border, and I'd rather go to a border Walmart in the middle of the night than Flint anywhere.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Another thing we lost with COVID, KFC buffet.
That was what the 90s took from. We don't no KFC buffet.
I'm about to say, what do you speak
still
of?
around here until COVID.
Really?
When COVID hit, they shut the buffets down and remodeled their stores.
I haven't even heard the words KFC and buffet in the same sentence since like 1996.
I know we used to have like the 24.
None of our KFCs had a buffet.
We used to have the 24-hour subways. COVID took that.
Do you remember the salad bar at Wendy's?
Small A.
At Wendy's?
Oh, I do. The salad bar
bar
at Wendy's back in the 90s was awesome.
Yes. With the yellow Wendy's. I miss the yellow Wendy's. They used to slap different.
Well, I still want to say biggie size when I go to Wendy's. It's like, there's a biggie and a great biggie.
Okay. When's the last time you had some Wendy's, though?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on the weekend, I took me and my 2 daughters out, and we hit up Wendy's and got some classic singles with cheese and some chicken nuggets and some Frosties.
Was it good?
We just did it. It was delicious. Yeah.
That's when I went thrift store.
Around here, Wendy's is probably the best fast food.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, lock and load. Remember? Yeah, Pizza Hut had a great buffet up until like the 90s. Remember?
Yeah, Pizza Hut was the place to be at.
Remember when Pizza Hut had they had a little arcade inside? You go there. They had probably only 2 or 3 games, but you go in there, you get the pizza, or you get like that personal pan, and then the salad bar, which had more than just salad.
Yeah,
and you would just load up and play video games, and you had refillable. Remember the red plastic cups?
Yes.
And you would just have unlimited refills.
Red cups.
Me and my friends would go there and just play games and stuff our faces with pizza and whatever was in the salad bar. It was awesome.
And the joystick and buttons would be a little greasy.
Yeah, but that was okay.
Yeah,
I got a North Carolina Tar Heel basketball.
That was probably
the large sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Contra, like nothing says 80s like Pizza Hut playing Contra and eating buffet pizza.
Oh yeah.
You know what has not held up is Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is gross.
Oh, Pizza Hut's nasty now.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it's no, bro.
Yeah,
Last
no,
time I
nasty
went to Pizza
now.
Hut, it was
Not good.
right. It was good.
Where did you? No, man.
Dude,
It was
I've
a
been
Pizza
to
Hut
Pizza-
in a
I would
Target
rather
now.
go.
Pizza was
I'd
like-
rather go to Little Caesars than Pizza Hut now.
Exactly. Yes.
Pizza Hut they
No.
changed their recipes. They're not the same.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was great, but it was still good. The last
No.
time I went to Pizza Hut, it
They
was
must-
still
We have
good.
a restaurant
they
around
got
here
you.
called Pizza Inn.
Yes, we had
And-
Pizza Inn. But when I was growing up, we had Pizza Inn. You know how many people I've talked to that have never heard of Pizza Inn?
They
it
got
was-
one still here, and
It
guess
was a
what?
direct competitor to Pizza Hut.
One of the former CEOs of Pizza Hut actually runs Pizza Inn now.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, they cleared them.
and-
There's no more Pizza Inns in Texas.
well,
they got rid
they've actually changed their. They've introduced Pizza Hut pan pizza at Pizza Inn now, and it tastes just like Pizza Hut pan pizza
Old
from the
school
80s.
Pizza Hut. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Got a super chat out here. Officer Tater Hater says, "Careful, Matt. If you mention KFC, Yankee has orgasms." Yeah, he's fucking weird about KFC. He's weird. I got nothing against KFC. I like KFC, but it's not my favorite of all the chicken places.
It's also
here.
not held up. It's also not held
Yeah,
up.
no.
Man.
Well,
Like
well,
they're just their chicken is good, and that's fine, and it's good, and whatever. They get a little extra crispy or whatever. But I don't think it's any better than Church's or Popeyes. And
Yeah.
Church's has way better sides, and actually so does Popeyes. But Popeyes and Church's has
their
better
mashed potatoes
sides.
and gravy are pretty good at KFC.
They're what?
KFC
Mashed
potato
gravy.
wedges.
But you can tell it's freaking powdered mashed potatoes.
The
Like
gravy,
it tastes
the
like
gravy is
powdered
what
mashed
fixes it.
potatoes.
Yeah.
I like KFC potato wedges.
Well, the thing I was like really hate with KFC though, is probably about 10 years ago, they changed their sweet and sour sauce. They went to like a spicy Southern sweet and sour to an Asian type. That's one of the things I went to KFC for, was their sweet and sour was so damn good. They quit carrying it for like a few months, and then when they brought it back, it was Asian sweet and sour. It's like, what?
I'm gonna
is
be
this
honest. If
doing?
I want chicken now, I almost never get fried chicken at any fast food place. If I want chicken, I go to Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
just has the best chicken.
Well, that's
And
a
yeah, I
chicken
know
sandwich.
it's via strips and sandwiches, but their chicken's better than anybody else's.
It drives me crazy.
Plus,
where I
their
live
mac and
now.
cheese is way better than KFC's. Have you ever had Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese? Holy God, it tastes homemade. It is delicious. Absolutely delicious.
You know what?
The best place to get like
Popeye's
mac
new
and cheese
macaroni
and
cheese great. Sorry.
There's a Golden Corral in Roanoke, and the city over. Best Golden Corral I've ever been to. They got some of the best mac and cheese, steaks, and all that's all in the bar. It's so good.
I
Popeye's
haven't
new
been to
mac and
Golden
cheese
Corral.
recipe.
I
is
remember
so
the
good.
last time I went to Golden Corral. I was 18 years old, and I remember this very well. I'm not going to explain why I remember this very well, but I remember that is the last time I went to Golden Corral. So that was 28 years ago last time I went to Golden Corral.
They're not all the same. So there used to be a Golden Corral locally, and it was terrible. The one in the next city over, it's great. It's still great.
Oh, now we all talk about food. I already ate and I'm getting hungry again, just sitting here talking about food.
I've had two
The
dinners.
biggest
I'm
disappointment.
not like hungry.
Full
I just want
right
to
now.
eat now.
Right,
The
I'm
biggest
full
disappointment
right
is
now.
all the grocery stores. They sell fried chicken.
Mhm.
I can't buy none around here because they all burn it. I've watched even at Walmart. I watched them like the timer go off. It dings. They pull it out. It looks beautiful, golden brown, ready to serve. Then you put it in for cook it again. It's just to burn it.
What the hell? Nah, man, the rotisserie chickens at Walmart down here are like on point, dude. Like they are.
They're good everywhere.
fantastic.
It's the fried chicken. They burn the fried chicken everywhere I go to around here. And it's like,
I like the
well,
rotisserie
I asked
chicken
them,
at
like, what are
Kroger.
you doing? It's like, why are you recooking it? It looked great. It's like, well, you got to serve it at a certain core temperature. We got all this out. Yes, you can do that without burning it.
Throw it in the microwave. It'll be fine.
Nah, man. Call that noise. Lelace in the chat says Chick-fil-A is also a drug sandwich loaded with at least 50 addictive chemicals. Well, it works because it's delicious, and I want more all the time.
Delish.
Mm-hmm. Ever so
And
says,
their
why do you
waffle
only
fries.
find KFC on the poor side of town? Do you? I don't think so. There's KFCs everywhere down here anyway.
That's in the center of town here.
That
Yeah,
reminds me.
that's mostly Popeyes you'll find in the port side of town.
Or was it one of the worst pronunciations of Popeyes I saw on the internet? The lady was calling it
On
Pope
churches.
Yes.
Pope Yes.
Yes. What are they in Ukraine?
And churches. You might mostly gonna find those on the port side of
Pope
town.
Yes.
You know what I love? Sometimes I just like to go to churches, not for any of their fried chicken, but just their sides. I'll go and get their jalapeno poppers and that spicy chicken sandwich they make that's like cheap. It's like a little bitty thing, but you can go get like 4 of them for like $5 or whatever the hell it is.
No, almost like a slider.
Yeah, whatever those little ones are, man. That sometimes like I'll just go to churches and I just for the sides. I don't order any fried chicken at all. Their jalapeno poppers are awesome, by the way.
Never been to a churches.
Churches is great.
Which restaurant are you more likely to get shot at? Churches or Rally/Checkers?
We don't have any rallies or checkers down here, so
Churches.
I'll take that.
More likely to get a chair slung at your head at a Waffle House.
I walked into Checkers today and walked right back out when I seen that their bathroom was out of order, and I went to McDonald's instead.
I like Samuel Tucker. Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Good Lord. All right. Well, what else we got to talk about today? I got nothing else. What did I have anything to talk about? I don't even know.
I have something, but I want to be careful how we talk about this because I don't want to incite more rage.
Oh no.
Because we've hashed it over many, many times. It is the anniversary of when The Last Jedi came out.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to talk about the movie, but
Okay.
I want to talk about how online there is this interesting redemption of the film. Like
What?
we remember how vitriolic half the community was against the movie when it came out.
It still is.
Now it still is, but it's the exact same level of energy, but praising the movie, like aggressively praising it.
Those are called bots and retards.
I've not personally run across this. I have seen more people now that hate the movie than did at the time.
Oh yeah,
it's one of those movies that has aged poorly.
They're still making fun of it on. I saw the anniversary post like that when on Facebook, and people are still making fun of it.
I know people that actually
Some are actually being sarcastic with
defended it at the time, and now are like, "Yeah, it was a trash movie."
I saw some posts too that looks like they're actually defending it. When you read the context of it, it's sarcastic, and they're really trashing it.
Oh, have y'all seen that movie? I know I talked about it a little bit like Monday night or something, but that Netflix movie, Leave the World Behind.
Yeah,
that movie is horrible.
Is it? I thought it was pretty good.
It's awful. First of all, okay, and I talked about it a little bit. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just political programming and it's politically biased and all this stuff." First of all, I watched it and I didn't catch any of that. Really, I think they were because some people were saying, "Oh, it's trying to say that all white people are bad." I didn't catch that at all in the movie. Like, I don't know where that came from. I watched the movie. I didn't see any of that. I think they're saying that because Obama's production studio and his deal with Netflix, he helped. Or I don't think he actually did, but his production company helped produce the movie, which I think is why people are saying that. My issue with it is it's just an awful movie. Like there's nothing good about that movie, and it has no ending. Like the whole point of the movie just consistently keeps having these things happen, and it builds and builds, and things go more and more and more to shit. And so from the point of view of the characters in the movie, you don't know what's going on, and the point of the characters in the movie are trying to figure out what's going on. And then by the end of the movie, when it's built up so much, the movie just fucking fades to black, and you never find out what the hell happened. You never know what's going on. This movie starts off and just has you asking more and more and more questions about, okay, well, why did this happen? And why did this happen? And what's going on? And then there are certain characters in the movie that introduce different theories about what might be going on. But you will never find out why the world went to shit in this movie because it does not answer that question. It literally plays the Friends TV theme song and then fades to black. That is how this movie ends. Spoiler alert. And you're not going to learn a damn thing. You're going to know nothing. And you're going to have watched a movie that's not entertaining at all, hoping to at least get an answer to what happened and why seemingly the world is collapsing. And is it a nuclear attack? Is it a terrorist attack? Is it like, why does the satellites don't work? And there's no broadcasts and cell phones don't work and planes are falling out of the sky. What's going on? You're never going to know. You're never going to know when you watch this movie. There is no ending to this movie, and you will never get the answers to any of the questions that the movie lays out. It is a pointless, crappy movie. Do not watch this movie. It sucks. Just thought I'd share that with everybody out there. Good Lord.
Dude. Sweet Home season 2.
I haven't watched season 2 yet. I finished season 1. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
Season 2 is like, it's a lot different. It's, you got some of the main characters in there, but it's the world afterwards, after the fall.
Uh-huh.
And it's a bit of slower burn.
I will say Sweet Home, the first season, had a slow start for me. But when it starts getting into it by the 4th or 5th episode, and it's a 10-episode run, like, I was hooked. I was like, what the... And it was great. By the time I got to the end of the first season, I was like, this is awesome.
It's very much like a Resident Evil, but it's like it's a natural phenomenon.
Yeah. It was good. I really liked it. And I know it's been out for like 2 or 3 years, the first season was. And I kept hearing people tell me about it. People in the chat would tell me about it. Oh, you got to watch this. And I never did until last weekend. I binge watched the first season. Me and my wife did last weekend. And I loved it. I thought it was great. Mm-hmm. But I haven't watched season 2 yet. So did everybody, I know Jared, you did because I showed it to you. But did everybody else watch the trailer to the new Beverly Hills Cop movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude.
I am looking forward to that.
I am so excited. That movie, like it hit all the little nostalgia member berries in my head.
That better not be all the good stuff in the movie.
I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. But like that trailer was awesome. If you grew up in the 80s and you were a fan of Beverly Hills Cop, like, dude, watch this trailer. Because that trailer is great. I got so excited. I saw that trailer. I said it to Jared. Then I went in the bedroom and I was like, babe, you got to watch this trailer. I made her sit down and watch the trailer with me again. Dude, it was awesome. I loved it.
I was kind of like surprised John Ashton was still alive.
Oh, I was, dude, everybody. Yeah, like, dude, even the dude, remember the dude from the very first Beverly Hills Cop movie? The dude from the garbage truck when he's still in Detroit? He's in the trailer. The like dude who had one scene in the movie from the very first movie. He's in the trailer. It was great. I loved it. Aquel. Fucking Bronson Pinchot was in there. I thought it was great, man. I loved that trailer. I did finally watch all 3 new episodes, specials, whatever they are for Doctor Who. Well, I had already watched the first one, which was awful. Absolutely awful. Like just hardcore woke crap. And the story severely suffered for it. Like it was just awful. I will say the next 2 are better. They don't have all the woke stuff in there. But they're still not great. And then the way they ended it and brought in the new Doctor, which is hilarious, by the way, because now, I don't know if anybody's seen this, like now the quote unquote woke left is like just getting on to Doctor Who now because of them introducing the new Doctor. They're calling it racist, which is hilarious because this show went so hardcore woke in the first episode. And then by the 3rd episode, while it wasn't, I didn't get a woke vibe from the second two specials. Maybe there was some stuff in there that just, wasn't as obvious, but I didn't get a woke vibe from the second two specials. But I guess because they introduce, I don't want to spoil it just in case somebody does want to watch it, but they introduce the Doctor in a new way. And he was in like the new Doctor was in like the last 15 minutes, at least, maybe 20 minutes of the episode. And they introduce him in a new way where he's there, but also David Tennant's Doctor is still there. So there's now two Doctors in the universe. And I guess
they're actually so dumb. There's actually three, but they don't keep up their own continuity.
Well, yeah. There's also the Doctor's daughter that's out there somewhere.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about? Yeah.
She's basically a clone of the Doctor.
Yeah.
And
she's a Time Lord. So,
yeah. But everybody at the time wanted a spin-off with her.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, let's make the regular Doctor a woman and forget about her.
But it was like I said, the first episode is horrible, awful. It's not a good story, and it's so hardcore woke. The next episode is honestly, it wasn't bad. It was a little slow of an episode. Like, there wasn't a lot going on. That episode just mainly felt like filler. I didn't catch any woke vibes in it or anything, but it just felt like a filler episode. And then the third episode was probably the best of the three. Again, I didn't catch any woke vibes or anything in there, but the thing I find funny about it is that the left has turned on the last episode, because when the new Doctor shows up, for those that don't know, the new Doctor is black. And first of all, when he shows up, they instead of him turning into another person, he separates into two beings. And which is the first time that's ever happened in Doctor Who, and it left both Doctors there. And when they separate into two beings, the clothes that the Doctor was wearing get separated between the two of them. So the old Doctor is wearing a vest and pants, and the new Doctor is wearing the shirt and no pants, but he's got the tie. And so people were saying it was racist because you had the black guy running around with no pants on. And then the new Doctor, we've got it's gotten to a point to where the David Tennant Doctor is feeling old and run down after everything he's been through. And so the new Doctor's well, I'm you without all that. He's I'm kind of refreshed, right? So he's the Doctor that's not pulled down by the weight of all the shit we've seen the Doctor go through in the last 15 years. And all the people he's lost and all that kind of stuff. So in the last 15, 20 minutes of the episode, the new Doctor is kind of giving advice to the David Tennant Doctor and helping him figure out how to go on and enjoy his life. And so they're calling what they did with the new Doctor the magical Negro syndrome. You know what I'm talking about? That stereotype. They're saying, they turned the new Doctor into the magical Negro, and they didn't let him wear pants, and that's incredibly racist and all this. They're just trashing it, which is hilarious.
Don't act like they wouldn't have gotten just as mad if they'd had the black Doctor running around with no shirt on but pants.
Yeah, they would have got. It's like they wanted to be mad at this, which is hilarious because they were trying, especially if you go by the first episode, they were trying to make this really woke, right?
Well, the first time too, they actually had a regeneration with when Jodie Whittaker transformed in David Tennant. Her clothes also changed. That's the first time ever they done that. It's always been when he changes, he has
the same clothes. Yeah,
but somehow now he can regenerate with new clothes. But when he split, the new Doctor didn't get clothes, so that is weird. Since they're showing regeneration.
Again, this is not. By the way, that was one of the things that people were freking out. Oh, he split into two, and that was another thing they were pissed off about. They're they split him into two instead of making him the new Doctor. Now there's still no Doctor out of there. That means they don't really care about the black Doctor or whatever else. But like, what's funny is people were bitching about it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so unprecedented and weird." I'm like, "Have you ever watched Doctor Who? There's weird, unprecedented shit in every episode. Like, this is not unusual for Doctor Who to do something like that." Look, I'm not telling you to watch it because don't honestly. Like, it's a big disappointment.
You know what I've been cool?
It's just hilarious.
Another series instead of the Jodie Whittaker. Made a River Tam series. Because she can regenerate.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of Amy Pond.
Yeah.
And
you mean River Song, not River Tam?
Yeah, River Song. River Tam.
Threw me off there for a second. I was like, "What? Serenity? What?"
River Tam is just actually a river.
River Song. Yeah, she's gained Time Lord abilities for being born.
Yeah, they could do that because they never show her die. They show the last time she ever saw the Doctor.
Yeah.
But we don't know what happened to her after that. Although, wait, no, that's not true. Because didn't she did. She gave up her ability to regenerate when she turned into River Song.
Okay. Well, they can bring it back.
Remember, because she saved the Doctor. That's right. No, she can't regenerate. She saved Matt Smith's Doctor. She gave him her all of her regenerative energy to save him. Although it's Doctor Who, they could always figure out a way to have it brought back.
Then they made it where that was a bunch of bullcrap anyway. Now the Doctor's not even a Time Lord, and he can do whatever he wants. And their ability to regenerate came from him.
Yeah. So he can regenerate as much as he wants. He can go on forever.
So
Banging a Midget says, "What the fuck is a magical Negro?" So it's it's a movie trope, is what it's, and that's literally what it's called. It's a real thing in movies, and it dates back to the early cinema when like you would have like a black character come in and like be the either the magical character or the character who gave really good advice or something like that. It's very much a Legend of Bagger Vance kind of thing where the black character comes in and helps the main character in some way. It's a movie trope, is what it is. It's a movie trope.
Yeah, it's even in The Shining with Scatman Crothers.
Yeah.
It's also a new movie coming out.
Also, the new movie, yeah. So anyway, it's a movie trope. It's a real thing. I'm not being racist when I say that. It's a movie trope. Like, that's what it's called. So it's just called that. So yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, Leo, you've heard of this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's it's considered a movie trope. So they're trying to claim that's what Doctor Who did to the new Doctor, and I'm like, no, I didn't catch that at all. I mean, it's not like a character that's going to go away.
Magical, and it automatically starts filling in the rest.
Just go on YouTube and type it in.
Yeah,
Homeland is watching you right now.
You'll get the history.
Yeah, I typed in the word magical, and then the first word that populated with it was the.
Yeah,
that's okay. I don't think that's a bad word to say on YouTube. You can say, can't you say that when you're? It's not like the N word.
Hey, they kicked us off for Megatrons.
That's true. They did kick us off for Megatron for some stupid reason.
Well, they kicked them off for this one.
Oh, dude! And I was telling, so I've got with like Jolly and Honda and a couple others. I've got a text chat. I was telling people the other day. I'm not gonna get too much into this, but we were in a Zoom meeting yesterday, and somebody used the word retarded in a Zoom meeting, and the host of the Zoom meeting got so triggered. And she was talking about herself. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She had, like the lady talking in the chat was like, she had done something wrong, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a rough day. I haven't had my coffee. Right now I'm just feeling kind of retarded." And the lady hosting the chat got so triggered. And we got like a 5-minute lecture, everybody in this Zoom meeting, about how you can
I used it earlier.
And I'm just there like, oh my God.
I used it earlier when anybody like tries to defend like The Last Jedi. I was like,
I don't know, man. Whatever. Words.
Oh, I am so special needs right now.
I'm so special.
Where I work
That
at,
would have been better.
To me, that seems more offensive.
Yeah.
Like that means you're actually talking about someone's special needs.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That seems way more offensive. If you just bust it out with like, oh, I'm feeling so Down syndrome right now. Like that seems way more offensive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start saying from now on. I'm feeling so downs right now.
Like where I work at, they don't even like use like the term sissy.
Oh my god! Well, they'd hate my chat. Sissy Dreams is out there right now, just yelling "penis, penis, penis" in the chat. So,
Matt, speaking of movies from the '80s, Member Berries. I picked this up the other day.
Oh, what'd you get?
Young
Guns.
Oh,
is that a DVD?
No, it's the 4K like steel book.
Oh, damn. By the way, move that for a second. Let everybody see your prepubescent face. Look at that. Look at that. That's my son, by the way, for those that don't know. Jolly is my illegitimate child.
Of that
nice little jailbait.
By the way, what do we have there in the background? I can't identify anything there in the. Oh no, that's true. Okay, so we got. Let me try first before Jared jumps in because he knows all of that stuff. Probably Leo does too. So we got Cowboy Bebop, we got Naruto, and I can't tell. Those are the only two I can identify. And let me say, I'm assuming that's Naruto just because that looks like one of the Naruto headbands around that cat.
Yes, that is my cat. Yeah.
That's your cat with a Naruto headband / collar.
Titan, Cyberpunk 2077.
Ghost in the Shell.
I know Ghost in the Shell.
The one with the 001, 02, that's one I don't know.
That's Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
I know of it, but I've not really watched it.
What is on your calendar back there? What kind of calendar is that?
Is like Japanese wood print art.
Like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Oh wait, that's offensive because that's Chinese, not Japanese.
That's actually Chinese.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Chinese.
I don't mean to offend your people there, Jolly.
Look, there's only one day a year where I'm not Japanese, and that's December 7th. I'm all American that day.
I think that'd be the one day you would put like a Komodo on.
Now, Jolly, if you go to see the new Godzilla -1, are you going to be offended or?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Probably tear up.
It is really good. It's like
for those that don't know, like Jolly is like, what are you?
An eighth
Japanese. I don't know how he got an eighth because that doesn't break down unless like I don't get that because you're either like half, quarter, 12.5%. I don't understand how you got an eighth. I really don't.
Because my grandfather did like the DNA test and he came back with 60.
Which doesn't make any sense. So I don't get this. I don't get like I get like
his mother was full-blooded Japanese.
I get like halves, quarters. It doesn't have to be like divisible by 2, right? Like
not really.
That's starting to sound like marine math.
It does.
I'm 101%.
Hey, Corey's back.
Good Lord. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. We are done with the Geek Chat for tonight. I'll be back on the NEA channel on Monday. Jared's got a chat tomorrow night. Honda's got a chat tomorrow night as well, usually after Jared's because he does his late. I'm going to try and get some more videos made today or tomorrow because I got to post some videos on the Geek channel because I haven't posted anything.
On Rumble tomorrow night?
Oh, that's right. He got banned. He got a strike, didn't he?
He got a week strike. He can't go back.
He got a 1-week strike. Yeah, so if you want to see Honda, you'll have to go to Rumble, which is fine. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. I'll try to – I got to get my – for the Geek stuff, I got to at least get my top 10 done. And then I've got like 8 videos I've got to make. And I'm pointing that way because I've got stuff sitting on my table that I haven't put on my shelves yet because I know I'm going to make the videos. So I don't want to put them on because the minute I put them on my shelves, I will forget to make the video. Mm-hmm. So I have to leave them sitting over on my workbench So I will remember, hey, dumbass, you have to make a video on these things, and then I will do that.
Does that RoboCop have its own?
It's sitting right there on the. I haven't put him on the shelf yet because I need to make the video on him. I did the video on the Vampire Superman, but I haven't made the video on the RoboCop yet. So he's still sitting over there.
I was hoping he had to get home somewhere.
And my Street Fighter stuff, and a Punisher, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think I got a couple of G.I. Joes over there I got to make a video on. So, yeah, I got videos to catch up on for the Geek Fusion side. Anyway, that is it for today. We will see you guys next time.
Stay geeky.
Stay geeky, ladies and or gentlemen, or however you identify. I don't know. All right, dudes. We'll see y'all later.
Ninja vanish.